I like to tell a little story, a personal story, but what I call the croissant simile. Another simile to kind of emphasize this greed and what we can do about it. And it's probably I was here 3 or 4 months. I've been here a year and 3 months by this point. And I was helping the cook in the kitchen. And I was just at that point still getting used to coming here and eating a vegetarian and beans and rice and all these things, and coming from a layperson who could eat whatever he wanted at any time. And so it takes a lot of getting used to. And I was helping prepare, and then all of a sudden I saw croissants. I was like, oh my God, croissants. So good, so tasty. And from the minute I saw that croissant, my mind started racing. My mind started, the greed and the covetousness started going. And I thought to myself, I have to have one of these croissants. I want one of these croissants. And I started counting. How many monks are here? How many people are here? How many croissants do we have? And it just kept going in my head as I'm preparing. And then I thought to myself, because the reason being is because as somebody who has had a lot of issues with food in my life, an overeater, emotional eater, all of these things, one of the practices I did when I came here, and as a layperson, was I wanted to be the last person online. So this way I could just cut through any issues of worrying about food and all these kind of things. Whatever was there was there. But being this last person online at this point actually went against that, because then that brought my fear up. I'm the last person online. Am I going to get a croissant? I want a croissant. And so we went and we did the puja, and we were waiting, and the monks are going. I'm like, I hope those monks don't eat all those croissants. All these thoughts are going in my head. Those monks better not eat those croissants. And so then I'm in line, we're up there, and I look, and there's 3 people ahead of me, and there's 2 croissants. And I'm like, oh no, I'm not going to get a croissant. And then there's despair, and it's like, oh, I'm not going to get a croissant. But the 2 people ahead of me did an amazing act of giving. They were a married couple, and what they did was they split that croissant between the 2 of them so I could have one. And I was like, wow, that good act just instantly clicked out of my head. I was like, whoa, why was I being stupid and greedy and all this whole time? And I just was like, that act of goodness lowered it to me, just totally took the greed out of my mind. And I thought to myself, wow, that's an awesome act. Thank you. The funny thing was, I found out that there was more croissants in the oven already. So I was like, I did all of this crazy greed, mind running for no reason. And then, as our cravings and our desires often do, and our expectations, when I went and I sat and I ate the croissant, I was like, oh, this doesn't taste as good as I remember. So that's our expectations, but that's a whole other talk.